Visual effects. Hi, I'm Hunter Tadin, and I pose the question, why are visual effects artists treated so poorly in the film industry? And what can be done about it? As a filmmaker myself, hopefully a professional filmmaker one day, what goes on behind the scenes matters to me. Just because I want to make a career in this field does not mean I will be the only one affected by the poor treatment of VFX artists. And it's because of this poor treatment that VFX artists are creating lower quality of work to combat the higher quantity of work. So fans and movie viewers everywhere may notice when the visual effects aren't up to snuff, but they may not know why. Because when the visual effects suffer, the fans suffer. First, in order to fully understand my question, I need to explain what exactly a visual effects artist is. Basically, so just to recap, visual effects artists, or VFX artists, create photorealistic digital images and video to enhance live-action footage that would otherwise be impossible or too expensive to shoot for real. From complex backdrops to entire CG characters to little image tweaks, they basically create half the movie from scratch nowadays. So that begs the question, why are they treated so poorly? It seems like they're a pivotal part in creating the majority of movies nowadays. Unfortunately, it is widely known within the industry how poorly VFX artists are treated in regards to unbearable workloads, overambitious deadlines, and a clear lack of communication from the main production. But the general public, up until recently, has been completely unaware of all of this. It's not located within a single organization either. In fact, there are multiple accounts of individual movie directors and franchises being known to create the worst working conditions for VFX artists, period. So to avoid confusion, I'm just going to pick a single small-time studio and see how they approach VFX. It's Marvel. It's Marvel Studios. They're the problem. Marvel Studios has created some of the biggest and baddest villains in film history. Little did we know that the biggest villain of all was... Actually, that's not true. As much as people like to describe Disney as a money-hungry tyrant that wants to conquer the world, according to an anonymous VFX artist, Disney is much easier to work with on their live-action films compared to Marvel. Now that we've located our primary enemy, it's time to discuss why. Why is Marvel treating their employees like garbage? I'll stop you right there. It's because they don't actually work for Marvel. They're private companies that get outsourced for individual projects. Here's how the VFX selection process works. When a new Marvel project is announced, a bidding war between multiple private VFX companies is held. Now these companies fight tooth and nail to see who can be the one to work on the next Marvel project, because having a Marvel movie on your resume looks great for these small-time companies. And Marvel chooses the one who will do the most amount of work for the least amount of money. Understand it? Me neither. Peter Allen, a VFX artist and animator, says, "You bid on a number of shots and hope that, on average, they don't end up being too complicated or difficult, or the client gets caught up in minor details and keeps sending shots back for more work." Now, it's not uncommon for a studio to send a shot back to the VFX company asking for tweaks or changes. This could happen between 5 or 15 times for very specific shots that need to be perfect. But Marvel, the perfectionists that they are, have repeatedly sent back the same shot upwards of 60 times. Once again, getting caught up in the minor details, asking for small changes each time, but those tiny changes add up. Especially when you realize that VFX artists aren't paid by the hour, but by the project. Plus, no paid overtime. And they will work overtime. This rigorous schedule causes some artists to work 18-hour shifts consecutively. Okay.
Does that look real?
In that particular shot, no, actually.
This is what sparked the outrage. In the article titled, "Don't Blame the Visual Effects Artists, Blame Their Terrible Working Conditions," we can see exactly where this all started. Seeing the millionaire director making fun of your work, he and producers force you to change 5 times before deadline with little pay is insane. Well put.
Does he look real?
No, none of
Does
us.
she look-
Something looks very off about this. But no, he changes hues, don't you think?
Yeah.
Depending on the light, sometimes he's blue, sometimes he's a little grayish.
We are the only major department currently working on every film set in America that is not unionized, one VFX worker told The Guardian News. Another shares that outsourcing or using ununionized workers is another way for studios to cut costs. These massive studios like Marvel are able to take advantage of these tiny VFX companies because they're not unionized. The biggest problem is that Marvel does not care. It's a business decision. So long as the media isn't talking about it and the majority of people are kept in the dark, they're still making money and not losing any social credit. So what's the solution? Just unionize. According to the Guardian News organization, visual effects artists are currently pushing to unionize with the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, otherwise known as the IATSE. The IATSE would be able to protect VFX workers' rights and create a friendlier work environment for them, much to the dismay of Marvel. Now, don't take this as a PSA to stop watching Marvel movies and shows. Obviously, watch what you want. Just be considerate of the work that goes into it and know that things need to change. I myself am still a huge Marvel fan. That being said, as of recording this, the next Marvel movie, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, drops in theaters November 11th, and I will be sure to be in the front row. Just be sure to commend the VFX artists on their hard work and dedication. Thank you for your time. Disclaimer, every film set is run and operated differently. The sources report only some of the most dramatic cases. This is still a pressing issue, although severity may differ from case to case, just on the off chance a Marvel lawyer sees this. Thank you for your time again, bye.